Millennium Park, first conceptualized in 1997 and completed in 2004, was the redevelopment of land owned by the Illinois Central Railroad Company. Located in Chicago as part of the much larger Grant Park, Millennium Park lies near Lake Michigan shoreline. Initially to be designed by Skidmore, Owings, and Mayer LLP, the park now depicts the work of many other architects, designers, and artists such as Frank Gehry, Anish Kapoor, and Thomas Beebe. The 24.5-acre public park showcases 13 major features, with the J. Pritzker Pavilion, Cloud Gate, Crown Fountain, and Lurie Garden being the most predominant attractions among them. Nearly 4 million people a year have been drawn into the park since its opening to explore the informational pavilions, walk through the gardens, skate at the McCormick Tribune Ice Rink, and attend concerts on the Great Lawn or inside Harris Theater. Millennium Park is considered to be the largest green roof in the world, as it covers an underlying parking structure and former rail yard. Lurie Garden is also considered to be a model of sustainable design, according to the American Society of Landscape Architects. The space provides the city with 3 acres of greenery and contains a majority of locally grown and native plants, while providing a shelter for local wildlife. Lurie Garden, specifically, was designed by landscape architects Catherine Gustafson, Robert Israel, and Piet Odolphe, and is the primary natural installment to the park. The space is surrounded by tall hedges that enclose nearly 130 kinds of perennials. Within the garden there is a cement walkway called the Seam, which divides the garden into separate plates of dark and light. Chicago itself is considered to have built itself up from marshy origins and continues to rise ambitiously skyward. Thus the dark plate, an area of woodland with shade-tolerant plants, symbolizes the marsh that the city of Chicago has risen out of, while the light is representative of the high dryness of the city, with its gently rolling prairie-style openness. Furthermore, the site itself has been elevated over the years from wilderness to rail yard, parking garage to roof garden, and so the Seam now emphasizes the difference between past and present. The path layout, as seen in an early sketch of the garden, also shows the incorporation and continuation of Chicago's strong grid layout in an effort to incorporate the garden more smoothly into the city's framework. Thus, one may see that the garden is heavily influenced and referential to both the city's past and future. Being a major part of Millennium Park and of the city as a whole, the garden has a social responsibility to enhance the city's culture and quality of life. As a garden, the area is certainly effective in enhancing the city in an emotional sense by providing an oasis of greenery in such an urban setting in a similar manner to New York's Central Park. However, more than a place of beauty, designer Piet Odolphe describes the garden as having a definite educational aspect. By referencing the city's past and having park employees discuss plants, techniques, and garden concepts with visitors, the garden becomes a learning experience as well as a visual one. Was one to consider Simon Unwin's concept that architecture is an identification of place in relation to Lurie Garden, one may see how successful its designers have been in the creation of this garden. By incorporating the city's past and future, along with using native plants, the garden has created a place that furthers the city both physically and conceptually. Thus, the garden has successfully become not only an addition to the city, but a part of it. Creating such a distinction is representative of how other architects and landscapers would benefit in using the Lurie Garden as a model in their own designs.